my channel. Today's video is going to be another installment of my concert stub stories. If you guys haven't seen my previous video on this, I am basically doing like a concert ticket stub collection and talking about my experiences at the show. With the last video, I found that I have a shit ton of tickets and a lot to talk about. So with that, I decided to just kind of make this a series. I have a lot of tickets and a lot of things to talk about. It's a lot of fun and I hope you enjoy it. We're gonna pull from the top and just talk about it. Talk about how it's going, First one on the top, as the continuation of this series, is a Marilyn Manson, Alice Cooper concert. This, hooey, what a lineup, right? Shock rock's finest. I was so stoked. Seeing Alice Cooper was on my bucket list. I love Alice Cooper and I grew up listening to Marilyn Manson because Marilyn Manson is one of my mom's favorite. I went to this one alone. However, I did end up meeting up with one of my gig pals I met at Stone Sour the first time from the last video. I don't think I mentioned this. I met another friend, and we go to concerts. We meet up at concerts. We don't go together, but we meet up at concerts all the time. His name is Gig Pal Pat, and he's such a great guy, and we just end up going to a lot of the same concerts, so he was at this one. Originally, I had a seated ticket because it was cheaper and I couldn't afford a general admission ticket at the time, and then they sold out by the time I did have money, so I had to buy a seated ticket. He was there, he bought my seated ticket, ended up selling it to someone, making a profit, but he had an extra general admission ticket. He usually has extra tickets at shows, which is so awesome. You know, he's kind and he buys his friends extra tickets. He's just a great guy. Anyways, so that's the first part of it, is I got upgraded to general admission and I get to concerts early. I like getting there super early so I could be up close. I really like taking concert photography. I think it's really one of the things I enjoy doing the most. So to be close is to get great pictures, to have a better experience, to not get pushed as much in the center and all of that stuff. I just like being close up. I ended up being like second row because of bag checks. I fucking hate bag checks. You could be the first person in line and end up being like 3 rows back because of fucking bag checks. I also forgot my camera because a lot of venues don't allow cameras, and this venue did, and I forgot my camera and I wasn't losing my spot in line, which didn't matter anyway because anyways. I was like second row, which is whatever. Let's talk about Marilyn fucking Manson. Let's talk about him first. Can I just say that I disagree with all the naysayers of Marilyn Manson? I don't even care what anyone says. He was so good live. I don't care if you think he's gained weight, he's horrible now, his music sucks now. I don't care because he was so good live. I can't. He got me common white girling right now. It was such great stage presence. The whole concert in general, both Alice Cooper and Marilyn Manson, their stage performance and their set was so freaking good. Was really looking forward to hearing Common White, but he didn't play it. I don't know if that's like a popular song he plays, but that's the one I was the most looking forward to hearing. He didn't play it. I am a jinx when it comes to that kind of stuff. If it's my favorite song by a band, they don't really play it. They just don't do it. I think in the last video, I lucked out with them playing The Crimson, but I swear after that, bands don't like playing my favorite song. I think it's because a lot of my favorite songs aren't like the most popular by the artist, and I know that sounds so hipster, but like, it's true, you know, like with Slipknot, no one cares about the Nameless, but I fucking love it. There's just something about it. Coma Whites was a single. He has a video for it and everything. He didn't play it, but the rest of the set was phenomenal. You know, he played all of his popular singles and I wasn't even a little bit upset. He played 1, 2, one or two new songs from like his newer stuff, but I thought it was absolutely, positively one of the best shows I have gone to, stage presence wise. Even enjoyment in general, you know, it was so fun. It was so much fun. It's very rare that I know like all the songs by an artist on their set, and Marilyn Manson just happened to be one of the artists where I knew all the songs, and it was such a great time, you know. I was singing along the whole time, and yeah. And then after that was Alice Cooper. I love Alice Cooper. I don't know why. I honestly can't put my finger on why I love him so much, but like seeing him, oh, I would love to meet him. I just think he's so kind and so intelligent and so innovative for his time. Like he was one of the first in, you know, shock rock, and I will always revere him for that. And to finally see him live after him being on my bucket list I was so stoked. I went through this huge, you know, obsession phase where I would just listen to Poison by Alice Cooper over and over and over again. So naturally it was my favorite song by him, and that I got lucky because he played that, and I was like, I was into it. A little bit of tears were shed because I was so fucking happy that he played it, because like I said, I have this curse, so it's very rare that they play my favorite song by them. Anyways, I have more to the story. So I don't know how much I delved into this in the last video, but I am like a set list connoisseur. I am just very lucky when it comes to getting set lists. I know what it takes. I'm fucking annoying when it comes to it, but it's something I collect. And if a band means that much to me, I want to walk home with it. It's just such a great memory to have, and I don't know. I just love it. So during No More Mr. Nice Guy, I was singing along. I forgot to mention this. The people who were in the front row loved Marilyn Manson. She had a Marilyn Manson tattoo on her shoulder. It was really awesome. It was an awesome tattoo. She knew, we got to talking, she knew that Alice Cooper was on my bucket list, and so when Marilyn Manson was over, she let me in front of her so I could be front row for Alice Cooper, and I thought that was so fucking kind. I just love the generosity and kindness of people. So I was front row for Alice Cooper, and that was amazing in itself. And so back to the original story, during No More Mr. Nice Guy, I was singing along, and you know how like Alice Cooper has props and stuff? He had a cane, and he uses canes a lot on stage. He sang to me. I just spit. That was gross. I really hope you couldn't see that. I'm so gross. Anyways, I'm so excited I'm leaking. So he sang directly to me, like our eyes were locked, and he directly handed me his cane. I could have shat myself. I was so fucking stoked. And another thing about like concerts, like in like the rock category, they usually have older crowds. People at rock concerts typically are a lot kinder than like concerts like Atreyu or like fucking All Time Low, where they don't necessarily know how to act at concerts yet. Rock concerts have a more mature crowd, and instead of people trying to take it from me, which I was scared shitless of, the people around me were so happy for me because I shed a little tear, and I was so happy, and they were happy for me. They were like patting me on the back, and it was so great. Like to be directly handed something by a band, let alone a band that's on your bucket list, a person that's on your bucket list. It was just so, I was so happy. It was such a great concert. And then to boot at the end, I don't know how, but they had a shit ton of set lists on the floor, and I noticed that an Alice Cooper one had fallen on the floor, and I was like, can I get that? And usually people, they don't give you set lists. Like you have to beg for a set list. The person who was on the stage just boop, picked it up, handed it right to me, and that was that. That was the easiest set list I have ever gotten in my entire life. And I've been on about this single ticket for about 15 minutes. So we're gonna move on, yeah? This next concert has a long story with it as well. This next ticket, oh my gosh. I was so, I am at a loss for words still. I was so lucky to have gotten this ticket, and I was so thankful that I got this ticket that I didn't care where it was. This concert took place in Brooklyn, New York. I live in Pennsylvania, so right there, it's a hike in itself. I wasn't going with anybody, I was going alone. So that's just a nice little intro to the story that's about to come. This is a ticket for Robert Plant. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the name, this is the lead singer from Led fucking Zeppelin. You guys probably don't know this, but Led Zeppelin is one of my favorite bands of all time. And so I will take any member of Led Zeppelin in any form I could possibly get them, let alone the voice of Led Zeppelin, which means there was a good chance that he would be playing Led Zeppelin songs. Oh, I was just so excited for the possibilities of this. And I would always say, I will sell my kidney for this ticket, and guess what? Your girl didn't have to. I got my kidneys. Life is good. Life is good. So, I didn't know how to go about going to this concert. How was I gonna get there? Was I gonna take a bus? I wasn't smart enough to figure out how, so your girl drove. What a horrible idea that was. What a horrible idea. Let me tell you. I left super early because this was my first lawn ticket to any concert, so I had never been to lawn, so I assumed that, you know, it's general admission in the style, like, you know, you'll be farthest up on the lawn if you get there early, and I didn't know how the venue was set up, so I didn't know how close that would make me. And yeah, so I wanted to get there super early. I left really early. I think it was only supposed to be like a 3-hour drive for me. Well, it took like 5. It was hell. I don't like driving in the first place. I have driving anxiety. I took my dad's car because my old car was a piece of shit. It was horrible. My dad had a nice new car. I begged him to let me take his car, so I took his car. And then I borrowed my friend's GPS because I didn't want my phone to die. I didn't have a phone charger or car phone charger, so like I had to make sure my phone would last just in case something would happen. And so I got lost. I got royally fucking lost, and I ended up having to go through a tunnel. I think it might have been the Holland Tunnel, I don't know, twice, which really fucked up my money situation. And because I had to go through that tunnel like twice, I didn't have enough money for a shirt. First world problems, but it was so expensive. I got so nervous, and it was such a waste of money just because I got lost. The GPS malfunctioned. It thought I was on a road parallel to it. I ended up having an anxiety attack because I didn't think I would ever fucking make it to this concert in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot in like North Jersey, and I puked. I had such a bad anxiety attack that I puked in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. I'm a classy bitch. I know. I was lost. I was scared that I wouldn't make it on time, and this was like a $50 ticket plus processing fees and all that stuff. It was an expensive ticket. Going to this concert meant so much to me because I knew it would be the closest I would ever get to seeing any form of Led Zeppelin, even though it's not Led Zeppelin, and I acknowledge that. He is a completely separate entity. It was him and the Sensational Space Shifters. They have their own great music in their own respect. Don't think that, you know, I'm not. Is my camera hot? The temperature thing keeps going off. I hope everything's okay. I acknowledge that they're two separate entities and they're great in their own respect, but you can't help but hope that you'll hear Led Zeppelin things when you go to see Robert Plant. So yes, there's that. And I know this could get potentially controversial because people are like, he's not Led Zeppelin, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't fucking care, okay? this will now probably get a ton of thumbs down. End up making it into like Center City, New York, or some city, some dense city in New York. I don't think it was Manhattan, but I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't fucking know where I was. I just know that I was in a city and I was very uncomfortable with the way people were driving. And so I'm driving through this fucking city and someone merged into me, flipped out on me, said I hit them. Bitch, you merged into me. I probably shouldn't say this on camera. There was no damage. Just know I got into a little, someone hit me and then tried to blame it on me. And so that made me anxious and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get fucking sued and da-da-da-da-da. Anyways, nothing came of it. Praise. Finally made it to the concert and I had to walk so far. What I had to do, I don't even know like how many concerts we're gonna get through in this video because this video is gonna be so long in itself with just 2 concerts because I had so much stuff that happened at that concert. I had to park so far away because Brooklyn is a city, obviously, so parking is gonna be really fucking tough. And it was during a Celebrate Brooklyn, so it was like a big festival. And I parked in a hospital parking lot. Probably so bad of me to do, but I did it. And I like took a picture of the hospital and like pinned it on my phone. And walking through Brooklyn during the day is scary in itself because, you know, you're by yourself, you don't know how the city is, you don't know, I don't know. I'm a country girl, so like walking through the city made me a little bit on edge, an unfamiliar city. It was beautiful. The park that it was in was gorgeous. I was the first person to enter the lawn venue, the lawn area. It was phenomenal. He opened up with Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, which is a Led Zeppelin song, and you know, most of his set was Led Zeppelin, and I was stoked about that. They did play some originals, which was awesome. Most of the Led Zeppelin songs that he and they, Sensational Space Shifters, played were a variation. So Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You was pretty straightforward to how it was recorded by Led Zeppelin. It was amazing, and then driving home was a fucking breeze. Walking was not. Walking back to my car was kind of freaky because it was nighttime in Brooklyn, and I don't know how dangerous Brooklyn is at night, and so I was a lot on edge. A little was during the day. Your girl was a lot on edge. So what I would do, and this is so freaking creepy, like I was the creepy person. I would walk kind of close to a group so that it would look like I was with that group so no one would fuck with me. When there were no groups, like when they turned off and I had to keep going straight or something, if we had to part ways, I called my friend and I was like, hey, I need you to be on the phone with me because your girl is walking by herself in a city, in a foreign city. I obviously look lost because I'm checking my GPS while I'm walking. I don't want to look vulnerable. I want to look like I belong. So yeah, I called my friend and then that was that. Made it back to my car and the drive home was fine. I think this last ticket, I know there's only 3 tickets in this one, but I think this last one is going to be the last one I talk about for this video. The last ticket I'm going to be talking about, since the other 2 had really detailed stories with them, is Styx and Foreigner. I mentioned in my last video, if you guys haven't watched it, I will link it down below. I love classic rock as well. I don't know. There's just something about it. And this was my second seated concert. I'm pretty sure this was my second seated concert, like I mentioned in the last one. I don't like seated concert. I feel like you can't have as much fun. If you try and have fun, it'll kind of ruin everyone else's experience around you if you're standing up and they're sitting down. Anyways, one of my really good friends, one of my best friends, had free tickets and he asked me to go because he knew I liked it, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'll go. So we went, and it was at the Steel Sax during Music Fest. I'm pretty sure it was during Music Fest. So that was really exciting. Free tickets, why not? This was on August 7th, 2013. That summer I went to a lot of concerts. That was the summer of concerts. That was probably the last summer that I'll ever go to that many concerts. Foreigner opened up and their set was great. I had a lot of fun because I really like Foreigner. Like, I strangely really like Foreigner. So I was having a blast. And then Billy really likes, Billy was the person that I went with. I don't think he watches my videos. Sup tits, if you do watch my videos. Billy really likes Styx and I like Styx, and I don't know, it was a concert that was a lot of fun without me, you know, really anticipating it being a lot of fun. It was really spur of the moment and it was great. They played all their hits, and unfortunately during Styx it started to like drizzle a little bit, and it's an all-weather venue, so like they'll keep playing, but like if the weather gets really bad they have to stop, obviously due to all the electrical nonsense that's going on. And they had probably 1 or 2 songs, like they hadn't played Renegade yet, and we kind of had figured that they would end with Renegade. They had to stop the set, so we didn't get to hear that. I was really surprised that Foreigner sounded really good live, because with a lot of these older bands, I always felt like they wouldn't sound good live. Was pleasantly surprised. Styx was great live. I was so shocked. Their stage, like the set on the stage, like not the musical set, although that was really good in its own respect, but like the displays and stuff, I was like, okay, I see you, Styx. They were good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, and these were $44 tickets that he got for free. Like, fuck yeah, man. Love Good Luck. I love Good Luck. And that is it for my second installment of concert stub stories. That might be what I call it. I don't know. Have I been in focus? Please tell me I have been focused, because I am not refilming that. Those were really long stories. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I hope you really like the series. I think it's so much fun. Like, I haven't had more fun filming a video. Like, I thoroughly enjoy filming these videos for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys like this series, if you want to keep seeing it. If you have a similar video to this, let me know. I would love to watch it. I love conversing with people about concerts, because concerts are probably my favorite thing to do besides YouTube. I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye!